Need to change. Now, we have this thing of ageism where we think that because I'm a certain age, there are things I cannot do. But I'm here to tell you that you can reinvent your will, the will of your life, and start over. It is not over until it is over, and it should only be over until you are dead. Well, good morning. Welcome to Good Morning Uganda. I'm Olive Monica Najuma, together with Robert Chirabonyonyintono and Jerome Paul Sonko. Later on, we will also be with Ruben Pima on the sports updates. Together, let's start this day. Good morning, Jerome.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
I am doing okay, and I hope our viewer is also doing fine because it's a new month.
Yes.
And the 1st of October, surprisingly, I've also got to realize today that it's International Coffee Day. And for someone like Robert Chirabonyonyintono, who loves taking a cup of coffee every morning,
yes,
you get to realize that it's a day for people like him, and also for some of us who are adapting to taking coffee. But that said, as the month is starting, there is also a growing situation coming in from members of parliament or legislators from the northern part of the country who have continuously claimed that Uganda Wildlife Authority is trying to make it difficult for many of the people who are trying to access the Lira route, and of course those who are trying to get to northern Uganda using the side of Makshon Falls, simply because Uganda Wildlife Authority opposed the issue of removing the waivers for those who are passing through the Makshon Falls. Remember, the Karuma Bridge was closed for 3 months of rehabilitation, meaning the travelers are supposed to be using alternative routes.
But now they have to pay for the alternative routes.
Yes. And of course, according to the Uganda Wildlife Authority, these particular fees are supposed to be to help in the maintenance and also trying to create the safety, because now the numbers that are passing through the Makshon Falls are also growing.
Okay, so what are the leaders from the northern part of the country saying?
Well, the leaders yesterday had a press meeting where they were inviting the different media houses, and they were, creating this. They were actually sharing their sentiments on the same issue, saying, well, here's the thing, many of the people who are going to northern Uganda are not so much interested in tourism at that time. Many are now traveling to go. And remember, this is the alternative route they have.
Yes.
Because they did not cause, the issue to do with Karuma.
The closure of Karuma, yes.
Well, according to the Uganda Wildlife Authority, they feel this is not how things are supposed to be done. And besides that, it's also another chance for the Uganda Wildlife Authority to continue marketing Uganda's tourism sector through marketing the Makshon Falls. Because remember, the Makshon Falls National Park, the Makshon Falls themselves, as these people are passing through, they have a chance of viewing some of the wild animals. So you've got to think at it. You've got to think from two sides of the coin here and see where the Uganda Wildlife Authority is coming from, and also where the legislators are coming from.
But Jerome, if you may ask me, the legislators, I watched footage of them last week, and they were saying that where in other parts of the country, where roads actually go through national parks, passengers are not made to pay, and they're like, we didn't cause this problem.
True. This
is a problem beyond our control. Can't you hold your fees until the 3 months are done? What's your perspective on that?
Well, they're actually very right, because no one would wake up in the morning and suggest to use a longer route.
Exactly. And remember, the transport costs have already gone through the roof.
They've already doubled. And that said, many of them feel, since it's now the only alternative route that the government provided, meaning they're only using it for the next 3 months.
Exactly.
Why then pay for that amount of money? But well, of course, from the side of the authorities, they also have their reasons as to why they have to pay this money. And we hope by the end of 3 months, and hopefully by 3 months' time, Karuma Bridge is reopened.
Hopefully. That's
yes.
very good.
And hoping also that maybe the Uganda Wildlife Authority can rethink through and maybe make it a little easier for the travelers who seem to be not happy with that move.
And I like that they really put it out that we are not here for luxury. We are not here to view the animals in as much as they would look at them, but that's not the essence of their using the road at the moment. But anyway, in also news coming in from the Uganda National Examinations Board, they have released the 2024 timetable for the exams that are going to kick off on the 14th of October with Senior 4 candidates. This is the first time the candidates will be sitting exams as far as the new curriculum is concerned. So many parents and candidates alike are waiting with bated breath to see how these exams will go. And for parents like me who have candidates next year, we are waiting to see how this all is going to go down and to see if there are some learning lessons. So now I believe we will be having Uganda National Examinations Board with us before the exams begin to tell us more about this new curriculum and how the exams are going to be carried out. But I would like to check on Robert Chirabo. Good morning.
A lovely morning to you. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm very fine. A parent of a candidate. I know what you're going through because...
No, I'm not a parent of a candidate. I'm a parent of a semi. So
a parent of a semi-candidate?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you had said that you are a parent of a candidate.
No, I say it for parents like me whose children will be candidates next year.
Okay, who will be candidates? Okay, that is very okay. Now, you must also remember and note that this is the first time they are sitting under the new lower secondary curriculum, but still the first time that UNEB is organizing what we call transitional exams.
Okay.
Now, because they are leaving the old curriculum, they gave a chance for anyone who wanted to, maybe you didn't sit Senior 4 exams, you missed them. And remember, it is going to be the last time that we have the other curriculum exams set in it. So they gave a chance for anybody who felt would love to sit Senior 4. And either you missed exams or you could have woken up and said, I think I didn't sit Senior 4. I have to do this. And remember, you learned in the old curriculum. So you set these transitional exams for candidates who missed all the category I've explained.
Yes.
Because if you want to sit in the other year or next year, you won't understand because you are not taught in the new curriculum. So you will not be able to understand what they will be teaching. So this is the only opportunity that you had, and already candidates are registered who are going for the transitional exams. But also very important to note, today is International Day for Older Persons. And I liked the quote you began with, it's never too late. Now, the main celebrations will be in Masaka City, but I just love the theme for this year, which is protection and promotion of rights of older persons, everybody's responsibility. Now, many older persons are there suffering, are going through a hard time, various forms of human rights abuse on them. For example, their land being grabbed day in, day out. They told so much. Now, as they have had a home and they dream to retire there, be buried there, maybe someone tells them this land is not yours, or stealthily, fraudulently takes the land. Some are being abused by their own children. So this is a very important thing, that we must protect the rights and protect them against any form of abuse. But also social protection. The people we are talking about, according to budget allocations, budget for SAGE, budget for SEGO, all these, the monies are allocated, are not coming in as they should be. They are getting less than what they are planning for them. So we pray and hope that we shall all know that we are potential candidates for old age, not forgetting our life expectancy now shot up to about 63, meaning that by our constitution and international, once you're 60, you're an older person. So many of us have an opportunity and are potential candidates to hit the fixed floor.
Actually, you raise a very pertinent issue. You know, when we are younger, we seem to believe that we'll never grow older, and we keep asking God for long life. So it is foolhardy for us to mistreat the older persons within our vicinity, within our environs, yet we are also jeering for the same. A report indicates that 86% of older persons suffer neglect and isolation. We'll get into that conversation at 7 during our newsreel. But now, news coming in from Tanzania. 4 men have been imprisoned for life for the gang rape and sodomy of a young girl. I'll give you more details regarding that story. For now, Robert takes us through the local news.
Well, we'll begin with UNEB releasing the timetable for 2024 exams. The Uganda National Examination Board has released the timetable for conducting the 2024 examinations that commence on Monday, 14th October. The Examinations Board, for the first time, is to examine UCE candidates under the new lower secondary curriculum, and another set of exams is for the transitional exams based on old curriculum that aims at giving an opportunity to candidates that needed to repeat or those who missed the 2023 examinations for various reasons. 369,477 candidates are to sit for the UCE and 10,143 for transitional examinations out of the overall registered number of 1,320,400 candidates that have registered to sit for the 4 sets of examinations this year. Accordingly, new lower secondary curriculum has 36 subjects compared to the 46 subjects of the old curriculum. UNEB has recorded significant increase of 28.4% in candidature of UACE level this year, with 142,017 candidates compared to last year's candidature of 110,579. At PLE, 798,763 candidates have registered compared to 749,371 in 2023, a 6.6 increase. The Executive Director, UNEB, Dan Odong, has warned parents and head teachers about fraudsters that aim to claim they have acquired the UCE examination papers. UNEB is emphasizing security and integrity of the examiners, warning students to steer clear of any malpractices. Police are investigating the murder of a female victim within the premises of Naguru Police Barracks. Adei Alex, a police constable, shot dead his former lover on Sunday morning. Police say a stray bullet went through a nearby housing unit, killing another male victim. Police is holding Constable Adei Alex, its staff, for murdering an ex-lover. Police has established that the suspect, Constable Adei Alex, had had similar cases involving shooting, one which left an identified male victim dead and the other leaving his brother disabled. Police commits to establish circumstances in which the suspect was allowed to carry a gun even with previous cases pending. Police have instituted investigations into what led to the killing at the barracks. In another shooting incident, police apprehended a security guard in Tinda, a Kampala suburb, for allegedly shooting of a shop attendant over a heated argument. Meanwhile, the police spokesperson Rushoke Kituma has cautioned parents over negligence of minors, which has led to increase in the number of kidnappings. He said charges are to be levied on neglect parents. In a joint operation with the Uganda People's Defense Forces, police confirmed the arrest of over 60 individuals in areas of Wakiso, Kira, Kireka, Bweyogerere and Wabigalo. These were found with narcotic substances and objects used in burglary. Moving on, the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, together with the Parliamentary Forum on Social Protection, is to raise awareness and address the gap of low coverage of Uganda's social protection program. The month-long sensitization drive will take place in the month of October. Uganda's Parliamentary Forum on Social Protection has embarked on creating awareness about social protection programs, focusing on critical roles they play in building human capital across the country. Despite progress, current average remains low, with only 3.1% of the population benefiting from these programs. The government has planned a month-long campaign focused on mindset change to support the most vulnerable groups in society. However, the forum notes the need for more financial support and investment to boost social protection implementation. This year's Social Protection Month will be celebrated on the theme Social Protection as an enabler for human capital development across human cycle, focusing on expanding coverage. And finally, from the local scene, the Chabazinga of Busoga is concerned about proper title deeds. Mwiri College's land is vulnerable to further encroachment. He urged the school administration to take proactive measures to secure its property. Dr. Joseph Muvawala, Busoga Prime Minister, during the 113th homecoming celebration of Busoga College Mwiri Old Boys Association, MOBA, Dr. Muvawala questioned the alumni involvement in school administration matters, linking it to stagnation of development in certain areas. The Old Boys Association, in collaboration with the Ministry of Works and Transport, initiated the reconstruction of a school gate, a critical infrastructure project. Waiswa Bageya, PS, Ministry of Works, the Permanent Secretary, reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to supporting traditional schools like Busoga College Mwiri, emphasizing the importance of restoring the gate damaged during the nearby road construction. The head teacher of Busoga Mwiri, Sebukure, highlighted various challenges facing the school. The collective voices at this event underscored the commitment to safeguarding the school and improving its infrastructure for the benefit of the current and future generations.
Now, away from home, the 2 astronauts stuck at the International Space Station since June welcomed their new ride home with the arrival of a SpaceX capsule on Sunday. SpaceX launched the rescue mission 1 day earlier on Saturday with a downsized crew of 2 astronauts and 2 empty seats reserved for Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams, who will return next year. The Dragon capsule docked in darkness as the 2 craft soared 265 miles above Botswana. NASA switched Wilmore and Williams to SpaceX following concerns over the safety of their Boeing Starliner capsule. It was the first Starliner test flight with a crew, and NASA decided the thruster failures and helium leaks that cropped up after liftoff were too serious and poorly understood to risk the test pilot's return. So Starliner returned to Earth empty earlier this month. The Dragon, carrying NASA's Nick Hague and Russian Space Agency's Alexander Gabanov, will remain at the space station until February, turning what should have been a week-long trip for Wilmore and Williams into a mission lasting more than 8 months. 2 NASA astronauts were pulled from the mission to make room for Wilmore and Williams on the return leg. Now, in other news, Israel soldiers have entered Lebanon after the army announced a limited ground operation against Hezbollah. Israel launches more airstrikes on the southern suburbs of Beirut, bombing several neighborhoods after ordering residents to evacuate. Attacks on Lebanon killed at least 95 people on Monday, the country's health ministry has said. An Israeli strike on the Nuseirat refugee camp in the central Gaza Strip has killed at least 11 people, this according to medics. In Gaza, at least 41,615 people have been killed and 96,359 injured in Israeli attacks since October. In Israel, at least 1,139 people were killed in the Hamas-led attacks on October 7th, and more than 200 people were taken captive. Now coming back to East Africa, a court in Tanzania's capital has sentenced 4 men to life imprisonment for the gang rape and sodomy of a girl under the age of 18 in a case which caused outrage in the country. Among the convicts are Clinton Damas, a soldier with the Tanzania People's Defense Force, and Pray God Moshi, a prison officer. The other 2 convicts are Nixon Jackson and Amin Lema. In addition to the life sentences, the 4 men have each been ordered to pay 1 million Tanzania shillings, which is about $370, to the victim. A 5th suspect, a senior policewoman suspected of ordering the sex attack, is to be tried separately in October. The case has triggered shockwaves in Tanzania, which is a highly conservative society. Outside the Dodoma Resident Magistrates Court on Monday, the men's defense lawyer, Godfrey Wasonga, said they were dissatisfied with the ruling, claiming that some legal provisions had been violated. But several activists, celebrities, and human rights defenders have praised the court's judgment on social media. Well, that does it. Now let's look at what the different newspapers have for us today.
Well, according to the New Vision, they're giving you a report as to why 1,800 schools are in trouble as their finals do kick off on the 11th of this very month. Find about that report in the New Vision. Then there's also, the roadmap for this year's finals in relation to UCE and USCE exams, as well as PLE and other examinations as attached to the Uganda National Examinations Board. Now, 86% older persons neglected, according to a new report. This is a societal report. Find out more why are neglected and what is their plan B. Find details as well. There's also a teens pull out for the parents to give to their children in today's New Vision. Now, Health Ministry ambulance swept away following yesterday's heavy rains in the morning. There is a picture of the ambulance that was swept away by the flooding waters in Kampala. Now, also in matters governance, CID ranked 3rd most effective in Africa. And then in education, First Lady asks nursing schools to reduce on the congestion. Elsewhere, we cross to Kenya on matters politics. The Daily Nation is saying Speaker Wetangula expected to notify members of parliament he has received motion seeking the DP's removal. Gachagua is now on trial. The deputy president in Kenya is likely to be impeached by parliament. Now, Morara arrested at city office. Then there is another report, the enemy within. How border riders are implicated in killings of their own colleagues. And then governor now summoned in gang rape probe. That is also in Kenya in relation to rape and other charges of molesting. That is in Mombasa. Now also there is relief as missing Mombasa taxi driver found alive in Mingori. That report is in the Daily Nation. Now, Omtata seeks to block SHIF rollout as members of parliament approve a 104 billion Kenyan shillings system. That report and more is with the Daily Nation. Now, lastly, from our press review, we have our focus on the citizen from Tanzania. 400 life sentences for gang rape as they are likely to appeal because in courts may appeal, says the citizen. Now, National Politics Act says 2022 poll controversy yet to be addressed. And then the bigger headline is government. Conclusion of LNG talks are in sight. The government is confident that the negotiations with investors on the host government agreement for the proposed liquefied natural gas project in Lindi region will be concluded before the end of the year. That story is with the citizen. Now, the European Union and the East African community are in partnership to promote digital inclusion. That is also a report by the citizen, bringing us to the end of our press review on the 1st of October 2024.
1st of October 2024. We are glad to be doing this with you this month, and today is the International Day for Older Persons. Now we are going to be delving into a conversation regarding the same and also look at why 86% of older persons in the country are neglected and isolated. But let's first of all give you an inspiration song of the day, which is Wake Me Up by Avicii. We'll be right back.
Now traveling to go, and remember, this is the alternative route they have.
Yes.
Because they did not cause the issue to do with Karuma.
The closure of Karuma, yes.
Well, according to the Uganda Wildlife Authority, they feel this is not how things are supposed to be done. And besides that, it's also another chance for the Uganda Wildlife Authority to continue marketing Uganda's tourism sector through marketing the Makshan Falls. Because remember, the Makshan Falls National Park, the Makshan Falls themselves, as these people are passing through, they have a chance of viewing some of the wild animals. So you've got to think at it. You've got to think from two sides of the coin here and see where the Uganda Wildlife Authority is coming from, and also where the legislators are coming from.
But Jerome, if you may ask me, the legislators, I watched footage of them last week, and they were saying that where in other parts of the country, where roads actually go through national parks, passengers are not made to pay, and they're like, we didn't cause this problem.
True.
This is a problem beyond our control. Can't you hold your fees until the 3 months are done? What's your perspective on that?
Well, they're actually very right, because no one would wake up in the morning and suggest to use a longer route.
Exactly. And remember, the transport costs have already gone through the roof. They've already doubled. And that said, many of them feel, since it's now the only alternative route that the government provided, meaning they're only using it for the next 3 months. Exactly.
Why then pay for that amount of money? But well, of course, from the side of the authorities, they also have their reasons as to why they have to pay this money. And we hope by the end of 3 months, and hopefully by 3 months' time, Karuma Bridge is reopened.
Hopefully. That's
yes.
very good.
And hoping also that maybe the Uganda Wildlife Authority can rethink through and maybe make it a little easier for the travelers who seem to be not happy with that move.
And I like that they really put it out that we are not here for luxury. We are not here to view the animals, in as much as they would look at them, but that's not the essence of their using the road at the moment. But anyway, in also news coming in from the Uganda National Examinations Board, they have released the 2024 timetable for the exams that are going to kick off on the 14th of October with Senior 4 candidates. This is the first time the candidates will be sitting exams as far as the new curriculum is concerned. So many parents and candidates alike are waiting with bated breath to see how these exams will go. And for parents like me who have candidates next year, we are waiting to see how this all is going to go down and to see if there are some learning lessons. So now I believe we will be having Uganda National Examinations Board with us before the exams begin to tell us more about this new curriculum and how the exams are going to be carried out. But I would like to check on Robert Chirabo. Good morning.
A lovely morning to you. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm very fine. A parent of a candidate. I know what you're going through because...
No, I'm not a parent of a candidate. I'm a parent of a semi. So
a parent of a semi-candidate?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you had said that you are a parent of a candidate.
No, I say it for parents like me whose children will be candidates next year.
Okay, who will be candidates. Okay, that is very okay. Now, you must also remember and note that this is the first time they are sitting under the new lower secondary curriculum, but still the first time that UNEB is organizing what we call transitional exams.
Okay.
Now, because they are leaving the old curriculum, they gave a chance for anyone who wanted to, maybe you didn't sit Senior 4 exams, you missed them. And remember, it is going to be the last time that we have the other curriculum.
Voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*221# and select daily, or use the MyNGN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, every story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Well, today we commemorate the International Day for Older Persons. And earlier I did mention that it's funny that we do ask for long life. All of us wish for long life, but then we do not treat the older persons within our communities the right way. Now, there is a new report which indicates that 86% of older persons in Uganda suffer neglect and isolation, and there are many different abuses that they go through, including loss of property, among others. But I am not the expert on this conversation. We'll be joined by